In 2008, Paul and Rachel Tsang, missionaries with Macedonia World Baptist Mission, left their Texas home and everything they owned to return with their 3 children to their native Kenya. When they arrived in country, they had no place to stay and no idea where God was going to put them. But as always, He already had a place prepared for them. Step by step, the Lord has led them to the small community of Ngererit in Kenya's beautiful tea country. In 2009, as they struggled to see a church started, the Lord began to impress upon the Tsangs the need for a good Christian school in the area, one that anyone could afford to attend. Public schools in Kenya are full and overflowing with a student-teacher ratio of 35 or 40 to 1, sometimes greater. With classes this full, there is no way a child can get the kind of instruction they need. Private education is very expensive, so when the Tsangs opened a private Christian school at which the children only had to pay for their meals, the community was very excited. In January of 2010, the Lifeway Academy opened its doors for the first time with 40 students in the preschool, kindergarten, and first grade classes. The Tsangs were careful to prayerfully examine the background of each worker that joined them. The result has been an amazing team that loves the Lord and has a heart to see the children and their parents and guardians brought to salvation. The staff is paid only a very small salary each month. Their labor is truly a labor of love. By the start of the second semester, the Lord had expanded their enrollment to 60 children, including the establishment of a second grade class. At year's end, the number had increased to 75, with parents asking on a daily basis if their children could attend, even if it meant adding a 4th or 5th grade class. The school has provided a place for other forms of outreach as well. Recently, they were able to host a month of special classes for the women in the community in which the women learned to sew using a machine, and more importantly, spent time studying God's Word 3 to 4 times a week. Events like this one will help them to reach not only the physical needs of the community, but also the spiritual needs. God is using this ministry to touch lives in several villages. The Tsangs' desire is to see an independent Baptist church spring up out of the groundwork that is being laid through the school, and they are well on their way to seeing this happen. God has taken them from having no place to live to the grounds that you see here. But, as you see here, the ministry still has many needs. Classrooms are very small, and as the school grows, they will also be needing additional classrooms. The building in which the office is now located was the home of a handicapped woman who suddenly found herself in the middle of an academy because of the locations of the 2 other buildings. She offered to give them her home if they would buy her something comparable. She is currently living in an apartment provided by her employer, but because of her handicaps would like to retire soon. Please be praying that the Lord would not only lead them to the right piece of property, but would also provide the funds to buy the land for this woman. This is the long walk from the school to the Tsangs' home where the children currently eat their meals and take tea before going home for the day. While it provides a little extra exercise for the children, it presents a problem when torrential rains come at meal or snack time, especially if the children are already at the house and cannot get back up to the school. If the wind blows from the wrong direction, the children also cannot avoid getting wet because the windows and doors have not yet been enclosed in the bottom part of the house where the children eat. With the start of the 2011 school term, enrollment has increased to 135 children. This room is now being used as a classroom as well. The kitchen is not connected to the house, so the workers have to carry the meals for 135 children from this distant little cookhouse 3 times a day. On the day of the 2010 closing ceremonies, a very heavy rain came and sent a flash flood right through the kitchen because of where it is located. putting out their cooking fires and covering the floor with thick mud. Please be praying that the Lord will provide not only for the school to have its own cooking and eating facilities, but for the Sangs to be able to move their kitchen closer and to be able to finish the lower part of their house. Their home is a center for ministry and outreach and needs to be finished so that those that gather there will not be exposed to the elements when the weather is bad. Many of the children walk from long distances to school. Public transportation is currently the Sangs' only means of transport and is very slow and very expensive. The Sangs are praying that the Lord would provide a vehicle to use both in transporting the children to and from school and in other aspects of their ministry. In addition to the ministry with the school, the Sangs have been involved with a local church as well as assisting in a Bible college in the town of Sitotwait, about an hour and a half from their home. God has especially blessed this ministry as they have helped to train young men to take the gospel to their people. The Sangs hope to someday be able to establish their own Bible college in conjunction with the church and academy in Gererit. God is using this ministry greatly to spread the good news of Jesus Christ to Kenya's 38 million people. Will you join with the Sangs in prayer and financial support? Would you consider giving of your time to help them on the field? For information on how you can be a part of this ministry, contact Dr. Paul Sang at paulsang@mwbm.org.